just driving through.
Okay, it's 9 o'clock. Please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we've had a chance to look at the consent agenda. Is there anything that you'd like to have removed? Steve, anything? I have nothing. Anybody else? Okay. Public comments. Anybody have any public comments? Not really. And moving on to fiscal business, fiscal officer's report. Russell?
Yeah, what I have is a procedural resolution that needs to be passed by you guys that creates the One Ohio Settlement Fund. It's the money that we're receiving for opioid settlements that manufacturers gave the state of Ohio. And there's a certain list of items that it can be used to spend, so this codifies everything, and it's here for you to act on today.
Okay. Any questions about resolution 5377? Hearing none, is there a motion to approve 5377, dispense with the second reading and declare no?
Or can declare or can.
Yeah,
Dispense with the second reading.
There you go, they figured it out.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Musel.
Yay.
Mr. Wade.
Okay.
And that's it, sir, that's all I have.
That's it.
That's it. Good days.
Okay. New business, we have under planning and zoning, we have resolution 5378, resolution allowing the township administrator to enter into an agreement for the use of right-of-way of unimproved Ashman Avenue. Dispense with the second reading.
A lot of words. Ultimately, this is what's going on. On Whiter Road, back in the 60s, there was a subdivision called Ben Ashman subdivision. In the process of doing that, they dedicated a paper street called Ashman Avenue, but never developed it. So it's road right-of-way that sat there. Unfortunately, since it sat there and there's not been an improvement, we don't actually control all of it, in the sense that we don't control maintenance once it's been approved. So the adjoining property owner, David Oakes, who's present today, wants to actually put a driveway through that road right-of-way to connect to his property. He does have road right-of-way that goes up as a panhandle north of that junction. We'd have to also then, if approved by this body, go before the commissioners, because it's a twofold process, because they actually own the quote-unquote road right-of-way, and we own maintenance. I would say yes, we were comfortable with different use of that area. However, if we ever do improve, if he ever wants to further subdivide his property and create a public street through there, then it would defer back for public use. So that's the thumbnail. I can give you more if you'd like, or I can let Mr. Oakes come up and tell us a little bit about it.
Where is?
You're just south of Lower Springboro, probably within a half mile on the east side.
Does it back up to the Ashman property that's in the city?
Yeah, I think it's south of that, if I'm understanding. So this used to be, there's a couple of chunks that were Todd Henderson panhandles south of the Ashman properties, and this is the southern one of those chunks. So the survey that exists, the plat survey, which was your Exhibit B, we're looking at track 3. So it's south of Wheeler properties also.
Okay. Oh, south of John Wheeler's place.
So probably a better vantage point for you, sir.
Okay.
Okay. So that's the request. So there are, also when we talked with the engineer's office, they said they would be comfortable allowing a culvert and access through Paper Street if we had an agreement. That's what actually started everything. How do we do this process? We use their template for conditions, talked with Mr. Oakes about conditions, expectations, and with that he had a cross-section. He wanted his driveway to be that is going to be sufficient in width to carry emergency personnel and traffic through a 16-foot width of pavement to occur. So, and then it will kill Monday. It will still be of public use. So properties north and south of that paved street, if they need to get in for rear access, can still utilize that space, and he's aware of that option.
Actually kind of makes sense, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's just been sitting there, and now we get some expect. I'll let Mr. Oakes, any further questions, have discussion.
Do you have any comments?
Yeah, actually, I was involved when this property was once, David Oaks, 3601 Rigby Road in Miamisburg. So I was involved in this when Fisher was actually looking at developing it just north of the high school. And it went all the way over to 741. There's the big white house, I'm not sure who the owner of that was.
That was
then,
the old Ashland property.
Right, the Ashland property. So then that was then connecting into this piece of property. So now I'm just looking at that for my personal residence, and it would be strictly, I'm not planning it such that it could ever be developed. I'm going to fully utilize it as a single-family residence and no plans for a subdivision, just a house. And
Very good. Do you have any questions?
No.
I don't either. Okay. So, let's see. So we need to have a motion to approve this and dispense with the second reading. The motion to approve 5378.
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw? Yay. Mr. Wade?
Yay.
thank you.
Yeah.
Does it go on to the commissioners then?
Okay, so this will sit for 30 days to become effective, so within that time, we'll start connecting with the commissioners about what's necessary.
Okay.
Okay.
All right, thanks.
Thanks so much.
Thank you, guys.
Please, take care. And we want to pull 5379.
Yes.
Anything else under planning and zoning, Jeffrey?
Not today, sir.
Okay, fire department, we have a recommendation to purchase 5 auto ventilators from Bound Tree Medical using the road grant funds at a cost of $22,000 plus.
Yeah, this is the equipment we submitted this year for the low grant. Yeah, ventilators to put on a patient and just, like you see in the hospitals, these for people that are breathing on their.
Okay. Is there a motion to direct the chief to make this purchase?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw? Yay. Mr. Wade?
Yay. Okay, anything else?
Thank you.
Administration, new business?
I'll save any comments for staff update.
Okay. Police department? Keith?
No, National Night Out next Tuesday.
How about an update on officers, both of them actually, how they doing?
Nikki is, she's over her COVID, is supposed to be back in today, light duty. She had her interview last week. Report's concluded. We're still waiting for the report to come, but she's doing better, she's stronger. Eric has been moved from the valley across the street to a rehab center, and he'll start the latest process of rehab. So don't know how long he'll actually be on site. So it's a time they'll probably send him home from that, but the original rehab has started over there and doing okay. He's got some stuff that I can talk offline about, but he's still got a road ahead of him. So.
Sure he does. Okay, thanks for that update. Road department?
Brian's had a doctor's appointment this morning, but no, they hit it hard last week, even while Ryan was even at the fair. They were ditching and making sure that they were sealing before the striping, aerostrike came in to stripe up our new pavement.
Anything else? Anybody have anything else under new business? Okay, hearing nothing, we do have the consent agenda and no changes to approve the consent agenda. So moved. Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw?
Yay.
Mr. Wade?
Okay. Staff updates.
I've got one thing, despite our best efforts to try to strike a successor agreement for electric aggregation with both of our utilities that are in our area, the rates that were returned upon bid were not competitive with retail rates. In fact, they were about the same. And being as such, the recommendation from our consultant was to not lock into a long-term agreement where rates are currently, but hoping that things calm down in the nearer future, and we'll keep an eye on it going forward to see when and if it does make sense again to enter into an agreement with AES and with Duke. The Duke rates are anywhere from 6 to 6.5 cents per kilowatt hour, which is considerably more than what our locked-in rate has been in recent years. And the AES rate, unfortunately, is substantially higher by a factor of 3 from what our rate is right now. So those in the AES territory in the township would probably do well to research their own deal to see if they can find a better rate than what the retail rate is going, with the caution being don't get locked in too long just in case that rate does come back down. So they're anywhere from like 9.2 to 10.9, depending on whether it's a full electric house or a hybrid electric gas. So, everybody will be returned to the retail utility upon expiration of our agreement, which is supposed to go through the August billing cycle with both utilities.
And that will happen without any,
Yes, it will be an organic process. They need not do anything. They will just revert back to their supplier.
will they even know?
They'll see it on their bill if they pay attention to it. The Dynegy logo will disappear from the electric supplier section of their bill.
Okay.
They'll know when they see the rate.
Yeah.
Yeah. We received a lot.
That's not great news. That's kind of unfortunate.
No, that's
Painful.
bad news, actually, but whatever. A lot of that going around. Anything else? Anybody have anything else? Steve? Nothing? Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Second.
Mr. Mearsclaw? Mr. Wade?
Okay.